Hello everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at something really awesome. This is the Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Devastator. So to make this not a super long video and make it really boring and all that kind of stuff, you may have realized that I've split this into two parts. So we have this, which is the Constructicons, which is reviewing the vehicle and robot modes. And then we'll have the Combiner video where I'll show you how to get them all into their limb modes and connect it all up, and then we review the actual Devastator. The link to the other video will be on screen now and also in the description below and also on my channel. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming tomorrow, the next part, the Devastator part, and in that part I will link back to this video as well. So on screen you have the 6 Constructicons. From left to right, the back 4 are Scrapper, we have Long Haul, we have Mixmaster, and we also have Scavenger. And then the front 2 right there, we have Bone Crusher, and then we also have Hook. So those are the 6 Constructicons, which in this form they are Voyager Transformers, which is really awesome, which means they're going to be in scale with all of your like deluxe cars and whatnot. So that's just going to be absolutely epic for pictures and everything. And they look fantastic next to Universe Classics figures. Absolutely fantastic. So this is the Hasbro version, which means we get less paint app than the Takara versions, and a couple of the robot modes don't have as good elbow joints as the Takara ones do. They also don't come with individual weapons, but they do come with accessories that they can use as weapons. So the Takara ones, have a bit better paint app, which I'll go over when we look at each individual robot. And also they actually come with individual actual guns for robot mode, whereas here we just get a few accessories, which include this piece right here. We have these 2 pieces, so those 3 altogether will form the chest plate, and basically these are kind of sword kind of things. And then we have this gun right here and this gun right here, which obviously combine together to form the larger rifle in the combined mode. And then we also have these 2 right here, which if you wanted to hold it, basically you just flip out the handle and there you go. Now as you can see on them, we have multiple ports on these guys, most notably Long Haul. You can basically hold everything. These things can slot in there. We have this piece which sits here, the bigger piece which sits here, these pieces with those little ports right there can slot into the back, and then this piece with the tab there can go in there. So basically he can hold every single one of those accessories. All the others do have a couple of ports on them where you can put some accessories, but Long Haul can actually carry every single one. Also included we have this collector card, which is basically just the picture of Devastator right there with the Generations Autobot logo on the back. And then we also have the instructions sheet, which basically is quite large. On one side it shows you how to form Devastator, and then on the other side it shows you how to transform each individual bot from vehicle to robot mode, as that is how they are packaged. So let's go through them one by one real quick. Let's get a couple out of the way here. Here we have Hook. Very nice, but as you can see, very bland. This doesn't turn, it just basically goes up and down, and that is pretty much it. All of your wheels are rolling. I really do like the green use on these guys. I think it looks fantastic, and I love all of the Decepticon logos. They are really nice. Like I said, good size and everything. It has enough paint and detail and whatnot for the price that you pay, considering the size of this guy and whatnot, and how much you'd have to pay individually for Voyagers these days. It basically matches up with the price. However, the Takara version, yes, I think that would have been much better for the price that we get these at. However, the Takara version is so much more expensive, just so that you get a bit more silver paint on these guys here there, and also get some extra accessories and slightly better articulation for some of the robot modes, but not that it's needed anyway, because you're going to have it as Devastator. So I really do think right from the off, I'm just going to say it now, it's not worth it, the Takara version. Yes, if you're in Japan, it's what you're going to buy. Anywhere else in the world, unless you've got a ton of money to spend, I think that this is more than enough really for an awesome Devastator, and I truly think it's the best one yet. So to transform this guy, first of all we're going to split the front over here. Just be careful when you're wiggling this, because it is extremely small peg and you do not want to break that. And then coming down, we're going to flip this down, bring this down, and it's going to lock into place like so. And then there's one leg. Let's get the other one down. And then there's a second one done exactly the same with the arms. It's pretty simple, as you can see. We're just going to unhook them, bring them down, unhook it, bring it down. The hands inside there just simply slide out and click into place like so. And then the backpack can just fold down, and then the hook you can just leave hanging over the back. And then there we go. We do have elbow hinges on this guy, which is pretty cool. So just to go over the articulation for this guy real quick, let's get a bit better focus in here. The head goes up, down, left and right, side to side. It's on a ball joint. At the shoulder, it can come out that far and swivel all the way around and go out to the side, like I said. Elbow joint, single joint that goes all the way. Wrist obviously goes in and out. We don't actually have any waist swivel as far as I know with this guy. The hips go all the way around in every direction, so very nice. We also have a rotation at that joint, which is cool. We have a single jointed knee, which doesn't quite bend 90 degrees, but it's good enough. And then at the feet, they go up and down, and an ankle pivot, which is really, really cool that they're including that with these figures. I think that they look awesome, and they do actually look really good with those accessories included. I don't think that they're crap guns at all. I actually think that they are very, very good. So overall, I really do like the look of all of these. I'm not going to go over all the details of them because you can basically see them, because they're not like super crazy detail, which is what I really like about them, because they're kind of reminiscent of the G1 show, the G1 toys, and then also the modern IDW kind of looks. So it's a kind of combination of everything. So if you're into any kind of era of Transformers, then this really is you know, a Devastator for you. If you do like the character, I think that any Devastator fan will enjoy these. So moving on to Bone Crusher here, very, very awesome looking. Here we have just the, you know, green treads, so it is, you know, quite bland, but like I say, I really do like them for looking like the toys. That is what this is reminiscent of, with these treads being green, and then over here on Scavenger them being purple. That's how it was with the toys. Again, love the Decepticon logos on all of them. To transform this guy, we're basically gonna unhook the legs and then unhook them there too. We're going to unhook this section at the back here, and then also unhook these arm pieces, which are going to come out to the side like so, and they're going to fold out and down like that. These leg pieces, they are quite annoying, so we're going to just leave them to the end because this doesn't really secure very well, so we are just going to leave that to the end just so it's a little bit easier there. Then this piece comes around and clips into place, but before we do that, we're going to lift this up, get the head out of there, clip that into the body. The arms then can just rest in place. Then this piece comes up and around and over the top to form the chest piece. And if I am going a little quick with these guys, it's because I've got, you know, lots of them to get through. So down to these legs, basically these black sections, we're going to swivel around, bring them out of the way, and then they hook into one another. So it's very simple, but the connection isn't the greatest. It does like to unhook very easily. It's not the super strong connection that you would really want. We're gonna open the legs up, spread the feet apart just like so, and then we are done. And like I said, see, it just unhooks. So if you are playing around with this guy, and also these black sections have to be pointing one another because they kind of tab in as well, it's a little bit of annoying, but it doesn't matter too much. Get in, there we go. And yeah, basically there he is. So looking good again. Articulation, head is on a ball joint, shoulders are also on a ball joint. This time we have much better elbow range of motion. We can rotate it as well because that's on a ball joint. We don't have a waist for this guy either. The hips go all the way around. We have a really nice knee joint, which is also on a ball joint, so it swivels. And then we also have an ankle pivot, but no left and right or anything there. So again, very, very nice. Very simple, but very good size. And yeah, they do look great. I will actually show a size comparison next to some other Transformers once I've got all these guys into their robot modes. So next up, we're going to take a look at Scrapper. So this guy, it's the most simplest of all of the transformations. In this form, you can move the front right here. You could a little bit with Bone Crusher just at the front there, but with this you can get quite a lot of range of motion from that. Looks really, really cool. I really do dig it. There's quite a lot of molded in detail on this guy, and like I said, you know, there you got the pegs and whatnot for the other weapons. I just really, really do like this. I think it's probably my favorite in vehicle mode. It just looks awesome. So to transform this guy, it is the most simple, I believe, and basically you're just going to want to swing the arms out like so. Let's get those hands out of there. These ones don't clip in place, so they will just carry on rotating, so you just got to line them up there. This just comes around to the back. You can pop the head up at any time. The legs simply fold out, and then this back section, real simple, just folds straight down. So there's not even the double hinge there like we had before. They just literally tab straight into one another. We're going to just collapse the scoop onto the back. There we go, it finally went. And then that is basically it. Now, this looks really fantastic, very sleek and everything. I really do like these silver on the thighs, just like this guy right here. Really do like how much detail we've got on the chest piece as well. However, this is one of the figures that, as you can see, it rotates here at the arms, but you don't get any elbow bend. And I believe that the Takara version actually does have some articulation there in the elbows for Scrapper and also for Long Haul. Now, I don't really think it's needed. I think that's perfectly fine. He looks great holding weapons and whatnot, but obviously it is a nice added bonus, but I really don't think it's required. Again, head on a ball joint. The shoulders here come out to the side and then all the way around. Rotation right there, and also at the shoulder there. That's pretty cool. And then the wrists obviously just go in and out. And then down here at the hips, it acts like a ball joint, but it's not a ball joint, but it's basically forward and back and all the way out to the side, and rotation. We have a really nice knee there, and again, ankle pivot, something very, very awesome for a Transformer. So yeah, Scrapper, probably my favorite out of them all. Really, really nice figure. Moving on now to Mixmaster, very controversial. It looks like it's backwards, but it's actually the right way around. It's kind of stupid. The Takara version does actually have this grill over here painted silver and everything, so it does look more like the front, so that when it's in the foot form, which is pretty much just that, it does reminiscently look a lot more like how it should, basically. But obviously, just from the show and whatnot, it's going to be plain green and everything. So this works perfectly fine. Like I said, it's a mix of everything. But this is my least favorite, just simply because they've gone for this kind of backwards is forwards kind of design, and I really don't like that too much. But I don't detract that from it just because it's, you know, of a different style of the vehicle. You know, it's just a more modernized kind of look. I just would prefer it if that was a bit more detailed, so it did look a bit more like the front, because I really like those kind of armored windows and stuff there. But I just really don't think that that looks like the front of a truck. It's just very strange. Not even because of all of this, or because the smokestacks are here and everything. It just literally, that doesn't look like a cab. It just looks really weird. So to transform this guy, the arms are pegged in down here, and we can basically just swing them out a little bit up to the top. Then up here, we simply pull this out. This green section gets flipped up, and then it comes back. There we have the head. Down here at the feet, they simply just rotate out, unpeg, and there you have it. Transformed. And actually, yeah, I guess I stand corrected. This is actually the most simple one to transform, not Scrapper. However, You know, I do prefer scrapper transformation because it does actually involve a little more. So yeah, I actually forgot over the past couple of days how simple this guy was to transform. When I moved those legs out, then I was actually surprised myself, even though I've done it a couple of times. So yeah, this one has the weakest articulation in the head because it's harder to get to in there, but it still has all of that articulation, but it's just harder to get to under that kind of shroud right there. The arms go up and down, kind of hindered again a bit by that shroud, but they go forward and back and everything just fine. We do have an elbow hinge inside there. It is all a little bit ugly and hollow, but it's not too bad. And then the wrists, we don't have anything there. Down at the hips, again, the same as the other guys, forward and back, again, hindered by this large part right on the back there, which I don't really think is bad kibble. I think that's perfectly fine. And then we also have the rotation and out to the side, single jointed knee, and then again ankle pivot. So yeah, you know, again, nice flow of articulation. I think it is the one that looks kind of the most bland and the kind of, I don't know, just the least imaginative in robot mode, because it's kind of just, yeah, there you go. If I was playing with this guy, if I was a kid, that's what I would do to transform it to save time. I'd just lay it down. But that's pretty much that all done. So Mixmaster, let's take that to the back. Next up here we have Scavenger, which is a very... No, I'm going to zoom that out a little bit because I think that is a bit too close. Next up here we have Scavenger, and I really do like this one indeed. Again, kind of looking a bit bland, but you know, it's what you expect from them all. We have a really nice arm up here, which has a few points of articulation, which is really cool. It can also swivel, which I wasn't initially expecting it to, so that's very, very cool. Again, we have the you know, rollers down here, just like on Bone Crusher, so that even the ones with treads do actually roll well, which is pretty cool. So to transform this, the legs are pretty much the same, but they do actually connect a little bit better than how they did with Bone Crusher. So we're just going to unpeg those and then just bring them out for the time being. The arms up here can kind of untab and just swing out to the side. They're going to come down. So now we're going to swing this section out. It's going to come out like that. It's going to untab and come back on itself and then clip in. The legs are going to rotate down and they lock in place, and that is the legs for this guy. So as you can see, a lot easier to transform, and then the rest of the tread part is exactly the same. As for the arms, they come around and clip into position. Just going to get that around like so. They flip out. We're going to flip out the hands, if I can get in there. There we go. Clip out the next one. And then as for the head, that's inside here. Flip that out, flip the chest piece back in. You can do whatever you want with that back section. So then there we have Scavenger in his robot mode, and I really do like this guy. Very unique with the, you know, wide stance with the legs there, the wide hips. So I really do like how he does look a little bit different to the others, and Long Haul also looks very different to everyone, obviously, because he's massive. Articulation, again, pretty much the same. We have the ball joint head, ball joint at the shoulders, we have the ball joint at the elbow, so we get the swivel and everything. We have the wrist articulation right there. Down here at the hips, out to the side, forward, back, single joint knee, ankle pivot, so nothing new there. So let's trade this guy out now with Long Haul himself. Pretty beefy, pretty big. I think that it doesn't really need too much detail just because it kind of wins you over with the size, and it's got some good bulk to it. Obviously it's going to form the majority of Devastator. It forms like the thigh, the hips, and the lower ab section and everything, so it's got to be a very sturdy, stable part of the combiner. So to transform Long Haul, we're going to just bring these side pieces out of the way. There we go. And that one, just kind of wrestle with it, and then you bring the front piece up and the entire thing is connected, and it's going to come up like so. We're We're going to bring these arms out of the way, and it's going to lock into position. We're going to bring the head out. There's a little kind of tab there that you can use to push that up with. Let's get it out. There we go. It locks up into position, and then the arms can actually lock into a couple of tabs right there. And then down here at the legs, what we're going to do is we are going to rotate it at the waist. That then allows us to lock the back into position. Bring them out. We just swing these parts out, bring the legs back, and then that is literally done. So this guy is bulky. He is next to Scavenger. You know, he is the tallest of the bunch. I mean, they're all about the same size-ish, but they just kind of vary within this range, this guy being the smallest. They just look absolutely fantastic together, all being extremely different, but this guy really does take it to a new level. Very, very bulky, suits the name long haul. It just looks absolutely fantastic. You do have these gaps here now where the back section did fill it in before, but I don't really think that looks bad at all. This guy would benefit a lot from a bit more articulation, but it doesn't really matter. You still have the ankle pivot down here, you still have some knees, you still have the hips and everything, but everything is just, very, very solid ratchets, because it's obviously the articulation for Devastator himself. The arms here, this is an annoying section for me, and I will show you how it's annoying when we are going to transform it into Devastator. Once it's all built up, it's very sturdy, but just getting it into position can be a little bit annoying. This section right here, the Takara version would have different elbow joints, so you can actually bring it forward. This one obviously we can't. The articulation of this guy is the poorest out of the bunch. The head will move left and right. Shoulders will basically move all the way around, and I guess you could call that articulation. The arms here literally just do that, so there's no articulation there. We do, however, obviously get waist movement with this guy, and then as you saw just then real quick, everything's the same as the other guys, but you've just got more solid ratchets. So overall, these Constructicons are absolutely amazing. Obviously they're designed to be formed as Devastator, but on their own they're absolutely fantastic. Now I don't know if they are actually going to make these single releases. Just real quick, here is Windblade, which is a deluxe. So as you can see, there is quite a lot of heft to this guy, and even to those guys, they're really good Voyager sizes. I really do think that they're worth it just on their own, but I don't think that they will come out single carded. I think that, this set is the only way to actually get them individually. But like I said at the start of the video, I really do think that this is the best version of them. Yes, they do cost a lot of money. However, they do incorporate, like I said, IDW, G1 Toy and G1 Show. They look absolutely fantastic. Save money, don't get the Takara one. Go ahead and get this one, is, my personal opinion, just simply because when they're built up as Devastator, there's not a huge amount of difference at all, because the individual guns that come with them don't mean anything as Devastator, and then you've just got a couple of little bits of paint up that are different, and it doesn't really matter too much to me at all. Plus, these are more accurate to the actual G1 toys, and being a toy collector, that means more to me. So tomorrow I'll be doing the review for the part 2 of this, which is going to be the Devastator Combiner, where I'll show you how to get all these guys into their limb modes and show you how it all comes together, and we'll look at the size of Devastator, the articulation, the detail. I'll show you some comparisons with some other combiners, whether it be third party or official. This Combiner Wars line is looking absolutely fantastic, and you should definitely stick around if you want to watch more. If the part 2 has already been uploaded, then the link will be on screen right now for it. It will have been there for the entire video unless you clicked off it, and it will also be in the description in case you did. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you want to see other pictures from my collection, you can check out my Instagram. If you want to see when I'm streaming and also get notified for when new videos go live on YouTube and on Twitch, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's Homerino123 for all 3 of those, and links are in the description below. And if you want to see more Transformers Combiner Wars videos, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.